Good morning. We are in Erie, Pennsylvania, KERI, and I'm going to do a cross-country flight today. Yesterday I streamed, but it was more of it was an informational stream on how I interact with the VR cockpit, not using a mouse, but using my Valve Index controllers. Today we're going to fly. So we're going to fly from Erie, Pennsylvania to Akron, Ohio. From Akron, Ohio, we're going to fly to Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And from Newcastle, we're going to fly back to Erie, Pennsylvania. So the estimated flight time is 2 hours. So we'll probably be a little bit over that. I plan on doing touch and goes at the at Akron and at Newcastle. And then I'll do a full stop landing when I come back here to Erie. I am flying the Reality Expansion Pack, default Cessna 172. And it's the plane that I trained in and the plane I feel most comfortable. I have built a new computer, and I am kind of working towards getting all the settings kind of back to where I had them with my old computer. And some of them are close and some of them are missing. And so I'm just working my way through that. So, okay, so yeah, the new computer is an i9 13900K with 4090. And I have 64 gigs of 6400 DDR5 RAM. So, as you can see, I'm in VR. I'm running my headset at full resolution, and I have a GPU frame time under 10. It's pretty slick. I'm quite happy with what I'm seeing. So, and we are in X-Plane 12.05 Beta 3. And still some aliasing issues in VR. In 2D looks quite a bit better, but in VR we still have some aliasing issues that need to be resolved. Some of the settings that you could use to try to improve it are just having a pretty serious impact on frames, so I'll just live with it for the time being. Okie dokie, so let's get everything started. Two things of note. I am to bring my windows into the VR cockpit. I use a program called OVR Toolkit, and that allows me to bring my chatty window in, my pilot's WTC window in, then actually my whole desktop is brought in. And so those are like window type things. And then I have 3 plugins I'm using. I have Abitav. I have a Fly with Lua, a couple of scripts. This is a Fly with Lua script, this is. And my sound settings are a Fly with Lua script. The last plugin, X-Plane plugin I have is X-Checklist. And I am the co-author of X-Checklist. So me and Michael wrote this, so it's been a while ago now. And I was the one though that brought it into VR. So next checklist, when native VR support, when X-Plane made native VR support plus supporting plugins in VR, this little X-Checklist was the first plugin that basically was available in VR. So I was pretty proud that I pulled that off. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna just click on next here.
OBS sim sound.
Oh, just a minute. I heard something in the background that I'm not supposed to hear. That should sound better to me. I'll know real quick. Uh, so what happened was, I had some problems getting my sounds and stuff to work right in VR, and so when I would stream or record, it would sound choppy. I'm making red lights. It would sound choppy. So what I ended up doing is in Steam VR, I told it I wanted to mirror the audio. So I'm actually mirroring the audio from this headset. And then I'm sending that mirror to my, basically my desktop speakers. And then that's what I'm streaming, is the desktop speakers. So when I go to stream, I need to turn the volume of the speakers down. I had them turned up, so I was hearing the desktop sound, not in my headset, but from around my headset. So we're all good now. And I just checked, and we're good.
Check. Mod mic in position.
And I just put it in position.
Check. OBS mod mic sound.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Check. OBS streaming.
Yeah, looks like we're streaming.
Check. Over toolkit windows.
Yep, we got them.
Check. Fly with Lewis sounds script.
Yep, that's here.
Check. AVI tab plugin.
That's here.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
So, want to check. Probably gonna have to put some fuel in this guy. So, show weight and balance. Oh yeah. So I think I'm gonna put 19 in it. $19.19. Okay. So we're good with that.
Check. Rep maintenance log.
So go ahead and check and make sure nothing's broken. Maintenance report. Thing looks good. 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 A little discharge, not too bad though. Yep. Okay. Looks like we're about ready.
Check. 2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve. On, in. 6 beacon. On. 7 avionics switch. Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine. RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Leaned max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics. On. 8 instruments.
Okay, altimeter looks good. The directional gyro looks good. We'll say it's good.
Set. 1 brakes.
Okay. I'd say we're done with you. And fuel looks good. Temperature's still not in the green, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my flight plan in. And click on menu. Menu. And activate the leg. Okay. So, set COM1 standby 118.100.
COM1 standby on 120.35.
That was not even close to what I said. Set COM1 standby 118.100.
COM1 standby set to 118.11.
No. Oh, what is ground? Set COM1 121.900.
COM1 set to 121.9er.
Okay. So we have, excuse me, tower frequency and the standby, and we have the ground frequency and the active. So when we get a little bit more warmed up here, and I have the flight plan dialed in, so we're going from Akron to Grove City, and then we're going back to Erie. So, and I've activated the leg, so I have a magenta line going towards Akron. If I remember right, what's the distance say? Yeah, 89. So it's about 90 miles, 90 nautical miles to get to Akron. Weather doesn't look too bad. It's I think they were saying partly cloudy, but we'll see. We'll do some testing here. If I'm on ground, this should work. Oh, I need to get connected.
Altimeter 3011. Arriving runway 06. Departing runway 06. Advise on initial contact.
Yeah, I don't like when it does that. Okay. Set COM1 standby 118.100.
COM1 standby set to 118.1.
Set COM1 121.900.
COM1 set to 131.9er.
Set COM1 121.900.
COM1 set to 121.9er.
For some reason I wasn't connected to Pilot to ATC, and when I did, it put in some default frequencies. Don't know why it had to do that, but it did. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 06.
Okay, that's exactly what I expected because of where the winds are this morning. So a lot of times we take off on 2-4, but I think the winds were, I'll find out. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say winds.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Erie International Ridge winds are 040 at 7 knots.
So the winds are 040, so that's much closer to 060 than 240. So, looks like we're ready to go. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready to taxi to runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 06. Taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, the engine oil temperature is up in the green, and if I roll my brakes in all the way, then It releases the parking brake, and we should start rolling a little bit here. So currently there's a bug in 1205, and what the bug is that if you create a flight plan in it with like the 430s, when you tell it to save it, it doesn't save it correctly. It saves something, but not what it should. All it saves is the first 3 lines of the flight plan. It doesn't save any of the waypoints. So I have to make my flight plan in in 04 for it to work right. A bit of a pain, but they're aware of it. It's a bug, and they just haven't got it fixed yet. So when we leave here,
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact tower on 118.1. Have a good morning. Tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
okay, let's get up here kind of close. Parking brake on. Strobes now. Taxi off. Land on. Okay, I think we're all okay. Everything looks right. Everything looks in the green. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 060 at 8 knots. Altimeter is 3011. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 06.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Good up. We'll just kind of slowly taxi out here. I see the way the textures of our taxiway right here kind of look wrong to me. It should be more lined up, either this way or that way, or not. So it looks like I might have to do some more work. Alrighty. Looks like we're set for turn for takeoff. Everything looking good. Advance some power as I apply more right rudder. Trying to keep it pretty much down the center line. Airspeed's alive. Rotate.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf good day. Frequency change approved.
That's pretty quick. Alrighty, so this is left-hand traffic here, so I'm going to continue out a little bit, and then I'm going to make a left-hand turn, go past the airport, and then once I'm past the airport, then I'll get back on course. So. Wasn't quite tracking runway heading, close, but not exactly. We'll make a left-hand turn here. We'll track the shoreline up alongside the airport, and once we're past it, then I can continue on course. we're gonna be in like a southwest heading, so more south than west. And the trim was set pretty good, because I'm just under 80 knot climbing out here, so with full power. So that's kind of what I was kind of shooting for. So basically, I'm at 90 degrees with the runway and heading north. So now we're close to the shoreline. We'll go ahead and rotate around, make our turn, and I'm probably good enough now. I can pull the power back to we'll say 2200. So. There we go. So we're well above pattern altitude right now. I'm going to probably level it off at 3,000 feet. I just pushed it on the yoke a little bit to stop the ascent, and then I run the trim wheel up a little bit. I'm gonna have to, and then I'm trying to keep it at 2200. So we're trying to find that balance where she'll be at level flight. So trying to climb a little bit. The vertical speed indicator shows it way quicker than the altimeter does. So I'm running Sim Haven X World, and one thing that is kind of missing is right down here you can see kind of the darker green. You have some light green and then that darker green. The darker green's a golf course, so what you actually should see in it is like sand traps and greens and fairways, and as you can see they're not there. And so the only way that I've heard that you could fix that is you have to use like Ortho for XP. The problem with X.12 right now is if I use Ortho for XP, it's going to affect the 3D water. And because I live on the shores of Lake Erie, that's not a compromise I'm willing to make quite yet. So if at a future date we have a better solution, then I'll use that. But right now, I'm just kind of stuck. So. Okay, the heading of 220-229 to get to Youngstown, to get to Akron. So far, it didn't turn out to be too bad a day. So we got a ways to go. It'll take us about an hour to get there. Wow. So we're gonna burn through about probably about 8 or 9 gallons of fuel. I put 19 in, so may have missed judge. So currently we're still in Pennsylvania, but as we go further south and west, we'll be crossing over into Ohio. So, hard to tell if it shows up in the stream or not, but in my headset, there's a stretch of road right here, I think. Yeah, I think that's Interstate 90, so it's a 4-lane highway. It's shimmering pretty good. But on the other hand, these roads right here are not. So I'm not so sure what's the cause of that, you know, because like if I look at these roads down here, none of them are doing that same thing. But at a distance, that one is. And yeah, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. So, but actually the clouds themselves look okay. They look okay. If you have clouds that are kind of close to the surface, like at a distance, they're closer to the horizon would be the right term. Yeah, I sometimes see some shimmering in that. So. But it's like right here. I can see the shimmering when this road 90 goes across the other road, but the other roads aren't shimmering at all. And the other one I think is a railroad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a railroad. And so you have a railroad right alongside of a regular road. So. But all in all, I would say I'm happy enough with 12 that I will continue to stream it in VR, and because the pluses are way, for me, the pluses are way outweighing any minuses I see. So, does it need more work? Yeah, it does. But they're working on it, so it's all you can ask for. At least when I file a bug, at least for me, as long as I've done my due diligence and made a bug report where this is how you replicate it, and it's a bug that can be replicated. If you have a bug that happened once and you can't make it happen again, there's no way you can fix something like that. You can't. I mean, so if you have a bug if you want it fixed, you have to be able to replicate it, and if not, that bug probably won't get fixed for those reasons. And I don't consider anything a bug unless I can actually make it happen again. If it just happened once, nah. It's just something happened. I mean, it's just the way it is. So. I pulled the mixer back a little bit to try to save on a little bit of fuel here. So I added this plywood load script here to visualize my rudder pedals. The webcam shows my yoke, so you can see what I'm doing with the yoke. But I only have one webcam, and be a little hard to put a webcam down where my feet are. So I decided I'd write a plywood load script and basically replicate what the what my pedals are. And I didn't want it too intrusive, you know, so I tried to make it pretty small, so that it's big enough that it can be, in the stream it can be seen, well, it doesn't get in the way, because I can look right through it. I can see anything on the other side of it, so. But seemingly it's worked out quite well. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So I'm going just a little bit too much west, so I got to turn south a little bit. So it looks like we're going to fly by KHGY, so it should be over here on our right when we go by it. So this is pretty much the flatter part of Ohio. Especially along the lake shore here. There's a little bit of there's some vineyards in this area along Lake Erie, and some of them come to my former place of employment, to Welch's, and some of them are used for wine. So the land along the lake shore is tempered by the lake, and so vineyards along this area of Lake Erie are a very common occurrence if you're driving on the roads that run parallel to the shoreline. So. It was vineyards were a pretty important part of my life, because I worked for Welch's for 49 years, and about 42 or 43 of them years I was an electrician, so hence where my name comes from, Sparker. So I was an electrician. I thought that was a neat handle. So on xplane.org I'm known as Sparker. When I started streaming, I was thinking of something appropriate. I knew I was going to stream in VR, so I just went Sparker in VR. So that's kind of where my name for Twitch, and be for Twitch, for YouTube, for Discord, that's where that came from. So we ain't doing too bad. I'm keeping it pretty close to 3,000 feet here. So. Drifting off course every once in a while. I could put the autopilot on, but I'm choosing not to. I kind of personally like to fly an airplane. If I need to like show something or something like that, a lot of times I'll just put it on autopilot to just make it a little bit easier, just reduce the workload a little bit to you know, if I'm doing something. So good morning, Iowa Scotsman. How are you this morning? I'm having a lot of fun. Sorry to hear that. The weather seemed appropriate for a bit of a longer flight. I did a stream yesterday, kind of going over how I have my VR controls set up, and and I didn't fly, so I said, let me figure out a flight to. So I certainly can fly. So I'm flying from Erie to Akron, and from Akron to Newcastle, Akron in Ohio, and Newcastle in Pennsylvania, and then back to Erie. So total flight time should be about 2 hours. We'll see how that works out. I'm running under, my speed's under what my flight plan said, so I'll be a little bit late, a little bit longer. Certainly looking, excuse me, certainly looking forward to when I can get my new headset. That looks like that's going to be quite an interesting deal. So I have pre-ordered a big screen Beyond. So basically the smallest and lightest PC VR wired headset that there is. So, and I've been watching basically people that have it now and are testing a pre-prototype or pre-production version, and just watching those, watching the early reviews and that kind of stuff, and everything I've seen so far will definitely meet my needs for a VR headset. So it's a Steam VR headset, but unlike my Vive Pro 2, it needs Vive console software, where this headset will not. So it doesn't use any extra software for it to work. It just uses Steam VR. And because of that, then I'll also be able to use it in Linux. So I'm certainly looking forward to that part of it. Just because of the headsets I've been using that suit the resolution that I want, most of them are the software that they need to run on is Windows based, so I can't use them on Linux. So the last headset that I could run on Linux is my Valve Index, and I still have it, but the resolution is I just got spoiled by higher resolutions. Tough to go back. And the resolution of the big screen Beyond is about the same as what my Vive Pro 2 is. So it's right around like 2400 or they're about. So I think mine's 2448 and that one's either 2480 or 2560, something like that. So it's pretty close. So it also means that it won't. It's not a really big jump, so that all of a sudden you ain't got enough computer to run it. So that's kind of what's looking like on the Crystal, is that to get that thing to play nice, man, it's going to tax a 4090. So that's kind of not sure how that's going to work out. And also just the difference in weight. The headset I have on right now, the Vive Pro 2, I have a couple of mods on it. So I have counterweights in the back to make it a little less front heavy. I have a comfort strap that goes across the top, you know, that kind of makes it not feel as bad, but it's 1200 grams. So where the Big Stream Beyond, as it comes with the elastic strap that it comes with, is like 127. So it's like the difference is a tenth of the weight. So even if I add an audio strap to it, it's still going to be, you know, under 300 grams. So So it looks like we got 36 minutes to go, so. Okay, so we got a tower there, so that's cool. A little different. Sorry about my bot, Iowa. I thought I turned that off, but I'm on a new computer, so I need to go back and look at those settings. I may need to adjust that. Because that didn't seem excessively long to me, so. because I know I looked at some of the settings and I didn't have the new follower was working, so I think I had something turned off, so I turned that on, but I'll have to revisit that one there. That one is just that one's just stupid. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I use, what do I use? OBS, something input plugin, and that's what I use to stream with, so, and it seems to work pretty good, so. But yeah, for some reason, well, yeah, you were the one that mentioned it to me, that the sound was choppy, so it took me a couple of days to finally, and I made recording after recording trying to fix it, and couldn't get it, and then I just happened to look in Steam VR and I see I can mirror the audio. I went, I wonder if that'll actually make a difference. So I tried it with a recording, and it was better. It was better, but I had on the sim, I had like some static. So I turned on, I added a filter to it from NVIDIA, and that fixed it. So yeah, I've heard about that. I've not heard of anything for Steam VR that allows that. So I try to be a little more conscious. I'm not all the time, but yeah. He's running I forgot what he's running, a CV1 or something like that. I can't remember what he's running. He's running an Oculus, though, I know. Yeah, it's the same way as there's for Beta 5, there's a flag you can use to kind of change how the VR composter is working. But the problem is that it seems to work with HP Reverb G2s, Steam VR headsets, but it doesn't work with Oculus, and it doesn't work with the Quest headset. So, not sure why it doesn't, but it doesn't. Because it's improved my my performance in VR a bit. Of course, the new computer did too, so it's kind of hard to judge. Oh, okay. So you use a mouse, not the VR controllers, then, when you're doing iRacing, or both? Okay, okay. Yeah, it depends on your headset how easy the controllers are to be used to interact with the with the VR cockpit, whether driving or flying. So with the index controllers, I find no need for a mouse, but it's because of how the controllers are designed that allows that to be true. So I see there are some straps and stuff for other controllers that kind of try to help make that similar, but I've never used them, so I don't know how well that actually works in real life. I just like the fact that they don't have like a great big ring, you know, to detect. That I like, so it doesn't, like right now my hand's on the yoke, and the only part of the controller that's touching the yoke is on the inside of the controller, on the other side of my finger. So that seems to work quite well. Exactly, yes, yes. And you probably have quite a few buttons on your wheel that you use for interacting with the cockpit also, so. Pretty flat land here. I haven't been out this way in real life in, wow, a very long time. Used to go to the Dayton Hamfest. For a while I went probably every year, and so kind of drove through this part of Ohio on like a yearly basis. So they actually bought more computer parts than I did amateur radio stuff when I went there. It's kind of funny. Because that would have been, wow, late 80s. And so there wasn't a lot of stuff you could buy online. So yeah, as we get further from the further south, and makes it you can see the lake a little bit, but not very much. So. This will be south and west of Youngstown. My dad worked for a company, I think it was called B&B Merchandising, that used to sell like, he had like a route around the Erie area. And basically what there was like a warehouse place. And what they had was like school supplies for kids and stuff. And a bunch of other stuff too, so. But, so every weekend he would drive down to, at one time it was in Akron, another time it was in Canton, another time it was in Youngstown. The warehouse kind of moved around a little bit. And so he'd drive down in a pickup truck with a box on the back of it. And so like say around school time, before school time, during the year, so he'd come back with it, he'd go down to the warehouse, pick up stuff, but a lot of what he picked up was like paper. I mean, paper weighs a lot, and that pickup truck wasn't made for that at all. And but he'd load it up, and then he would go to various basically grocery stores, and they would have like a little area where basically he would put the stuff that they sold, he would put it there, and you know, so that's kind of what he did for a few years. So I kind of like know this part of Ohio, you know, Youngstown, Canton, Akron, you know, so I've kind of been to these areas as a kid, so. And I have no idea how he hooked up with the people that were running it. I have no idea. And but that was basically his area was up here. And probably the right way to say it is probably the Erie County area. So it's not only Erie, but northeast and south, you know, like Union City, and, you know, I think maybe even over to Corey, so. Just how different the times were back then. Because I remember he got a flat on the truck on 90. Wasn't too far from home, but he didn't have like a really good jack, so he tried to jack the truck up, and the asphalt, basically it wasn't cured yet, so the jack started going right into the asphalt, and he couldn't lift the truck. So he ended up having to call like a record service to pick the truck, to tow it so they could get the tire changed on it. So. I remember like at the warehouse they would have like this big box. So anything that come back that was an open package, they threw it in this box. So when the people that had routes like that, the kids were allowed to like pick one item out of this big box, and it's hilarious. So they were like, because there would be like toys and that kind of stuff that was part of what they also sold. So. go. Still got 17 minutes to go. I knew this was going to be long. The next ones are going to be a bit shorter, so. I just wanted to pick a flight, you know, a longer flight that I could have actually done in real life, so. Because this one I think was 200 nautical miles, so. The longest one I did in real life was probably around 150, maybe 155, so that would have been my long solo cross country, so that was to along the lakeshore to Lost Nation, and then south to Youngstown, and then back to Erie, so. And in those, because it was a solo cross country, I couldn't do touch and goes, so I had to do full stop landings, so because of that, it took longer. So like at Lost Nation, I had to land, and then there's no taxiways along no complete taxiways along the runway, so you had to basically back taxi on the runway, so. And that's always a little nerve-wracking because you're at an untowered airport, and you're never sure if everybody flying has a radio, or if they have a radio, are they using it, you know, I mean, so. So I was always extremely nervous when I was on the ground doing a back taxi on a runway that's not towered. Because at least when I landed there wasn't anybody in the area, so I didn't have to worry about it. But when I was practicing before, I remember we come in on approach, and we had made radio calls, and there was somebody taxiing on the runway, so I was kind of like, oops, go around. Oh, what kind of runways we got? Got 7,000 and 8,200. So. Set COM 1 standby 118.300.
COM 1 standby set to 118.3.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can contact the tower at 15 miles. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway at Kilo Charlie Alpha Kilo.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 23.
Awesome. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go, runway 23.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18, center pattern altitude is 1,900 feet. Call downwind.
Expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18, center pattern altitude 1,900 feet, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go for runway 23. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18, center pattern altitude is 1,900 feet. Call downwind.
Expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18, center pattern altitude 1,900 feet, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Tower, Kilo, Charlie, Alpha, Kilo. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go, runway 23.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18, center pattern altitude is 1,900 feet. Call downwind.
Expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18, center pattern altitude 1,900 feet, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Too many airports out here. So the airport's 4.6 miles away, so see if I can find it. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway for Kilo, Charlie, Alpha, Kilo.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you were garbled. Please say again.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway for Kilo, Charlie, Alpha, Kilo.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, arriving and departing runway 23.
So, is that it? Let me take a look here. Yeah, that's it. So, let me figure out how to... How many runways I got here? 2? Okay. Yeah, this is the airport. I gotta get my bearings a little bit better. Fuel may be a little bit messed up, but we'll find out. I think I'll be okay. Oh yeah, it's a single digit over there. So 2-3's going down to the bottom. That looks good. One small detail is to get permission. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 23, request touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18 center, pattern altitude is 1,900 feet. Call downwind.
Expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 18 center, pattern altitude 1,900 feet. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 23. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, altimeter is 3008, call turning final for runway 18 center.
Now this didn't go quite as well as planned. Still a little bit close in here. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final for runway 23, touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call 10-mile final 18 center, winds are 206 at 14 knots, gusts to 19 knots, cleared for the option runway 18 center.
Cleared, touch and go runway 18 center. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Oh well. that was a little disappointing from pilot to ATC. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Charlie Victor Golf is overcast. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 206 at 14 knots, gusts to 19 knots. Cloud coverage is 24,000, few clouds. 30,000 overcast. Current altimeter is 3008. Temperature 23 dew point 9er.
So I have to figure out why it thought I was at whatever she said and not at Akron. Because the best I can tell from my map is I was at Akron. Yeah. Oh well, that's life. Gotta be on a heading of a 90. So off we go. Man, that thing seemed like it floated forever. Say weather at Kilo Charlie Alpha Kilo.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Charlie Alpha Kilo is broken. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 227 at 7 knots. Cloud coverage is 23,000, broken. Current altimeter is 3010. Temperature 24 dew point 8.
So it certainly wasn't the wind. Oh well. So 30 minutes to the next airport. Hopefully it'll go better. Trying to get myself back on course. I'm trying to apply an intercept course. So, click on heading, click on altitude hold. see if I can figure out what happened back here. Yeah, she said something like Kilo Victor. And I'm looking for like airports, and I zoomed out even more, trying to find anything close to that. I can't. There's nothing even close to it. I don't understand. Well, that would explain it. So, I'm using Pilot to ATC for my ATC, and when I look at tower that I'm getting from Avatab, it's 118.3, but tower with Pilot to ATC is 13475. That would explain a lot. All right, I just had to figure that out. Let's go nav. Once it gets me back on course, I'll start hand flying again. I just needed some time to kind of figure out what went wrong, because it's important for me to, if something is just completely wrong, you know, it's kind of like, and I mean, I know when I give it, I was on a valid frequency. I don't know for what, but I was on a valid frequency. Well, let's see if I can find it. There was 11860. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So. So, no tower here. Yeah, I find sometimes there's some discrepancies between um, Avatar and Pilot to ATC, and I'm using the Navigraph data. So I should have checked that. I should have looked and seen if Avatar was wrong, and when I'm trying to interact with Pilot to ATC and it's not jiving. I should have went ahead and checked to see what Pilot to ATC thought, and I probably would have had a better outcome. Because if you're on a completely wrong frequency, then when you ask for information, you'll just get silence. You'll get nothing. But I was getting feedback, you know, when I specifically asked for that airport. But the right way to check it is, and I've learned this, I just forgot, is ask for weather. Just say weather when you think you're on the right frequency for an airport. If you're on the right weather, if you're on the right airport frequency, they will actually preface the airport that they are at before it says the weather. So you know for sure that you're on a valid frequency for that airport. But I didn't do that, so. But all in all, I'm generally quite happy with how Pilot to ATC works. It serves me well for how I want to fly. Trying to get this plane to level off. It wants to climb. Still wants to climb. There's supposed to be an airport to my left here, and I'm not so sure I see it. It's probably a grass strip, but... No. Supposed to be red beam. Don't see it. tend to keep my yokes hidden if I have them visible and I highlight them and I happen to hit the trigger, then it's going to fight my real yoke, and it's never a good time. Oh. I've just about crashed having that happen to me. Because once you get it locked in, until you highlight it and hit the trigger again, it won't release. So, at least the way I have mine set up. So it was a bit exciting for a few, probably seconds. It seemed like minutes, but it was probably only seconds. I'm like, what is wrong with my controls? Oh, that's what was wrong. So what do we got? Set COM1 standby 123.000.
COM1 standby set to 123.0.
Okay, so that's Unicom. So I can use that to get me weather. But I don't think there's any weather information. Oh no, there is. Okay. It says the winds are nothing, so interesting. But when I get closer, I can actually ask for the weather. So, but we're 23 miles away, 23.9 away, so it's a little too far away to ask. So, get within 10, I should be okay. So, let's see if it agrees. UPC. No, not yet. Too far away. Because on Pilot's WTC, I have my range set at 25 nautical miles. So it kind of keeps the number of airports to a bit smaller number. So. Looks like we're going to be flying pretty close to Youngstown. Hey, weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Uniform Charlie Papa is clear. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 289er at 5 knots. Current altimeter is 3011. Temperature 24.8.
Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you were garbled. Please say again.
Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 31.
Ooh, that's a little short. I'm gonna pick 2-3. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf requests touch and go, runway 23.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Newcastle Municipal Unicom on 123.0. Please repeat your request.
Okay, all I gotta do is find the airport. Should be somewhat in front of me, 4.4 miles ahead. And I'm kind of set up to be on a downwind for runway 23. The 23 is 3,900 and 31 is 26, so I'd rather be on the longer one. There's a lot of nothing up there, so airport elevation is about 1,000 feet, 1,069, so 2,000 feet would be appropriate pattern. So I'm thinking it's up on this plateau, but could be mistaken. 2.7 miles away. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's it. So, yep. I'll pull back power a little bit. Trying to be level right here. pull the nose back a little bit to stop the descent and also get rid of some airspeed. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 23 for touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Newcastle Municipal Unicom on 123.0. Please repeat your request.
Okay, everything looking reasonably good. Kind of about as far wide as I want to be. Alright, there's the numbers. I'll pull back power a little bit more. First not to flaps. Elevation's about 1,000 feet. Okay. Hopefully I'm wide enough. Okay, not to pull back on the yoke here. Just let it turn. Second not too flat. Okay. Myself just a little bit more power. I feel like I'm a little bit low. Puppies are saying I'm not. But the puppies are saying I'm not. And it's just a matter of doing some management here. Make sure I get over these trees. Spots look right, not too long a runway here. Trying to let the airspeed bleed off. Quickly running out of runway. Trees at the end. Get climbing, Bill. Just looking at airspeed. Just making sure I don't stall, but climbing at 1,000 feet a minute. Clear the trees. And I was just climbing, I was just trying to maintain the best climb rate I was able to get with full power. Seemed to work okay. Said I had a butter landing. I'm impressed. Alrighty. On to Erie. Heading of 19. 19. So start spinning around here. We cleared the airport. We'll let it keep climbing at full power for a bit here. see the magenta line. Car back to 2200. Got 65 miles to get to Erie. Okay, that's 30. Everything's still looking pretty good. My OBS Studio on the desktop disappeared. Not sure why. I thought if I clicked on it here, it would show up, but nope. Oh well. Because I like to glance at it every once in a while to make sure it's streaming and volumes or sounds are all right, but not to be. So, what road is this? Not obvious. Trying to figure out if it's 79 or 80. I'm thinking it's got to be 80. Yeah, I'd say it's got to be 80. That's 79. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Now we're heading kind of north to the lake. little bit lower in elevation than I want to be, so need to do some maneuvers to solve that. So I'll trade some airspeed for elevation over the short term. Once I get up to elevation, then I'll level it off and the airspeed will come back. As long as I keep it above 70 knots, I should be okay. Oh, 45 miles from Erie? Looks like 25 minutes. Yeah, I thought it would be a long flight today. Yeah, I updated my Navigraph this morning, and when I started X-Plane 12, I got an error. It says scenery was something was wrong with the scenery, and evidently they have the wrong frequency in one place in their custom sceneries and their custom data. So I figured out what it should be, and I fixed it. So there's a couple other people that found it, and one of them deleted it, and I went, let me see what the frequency is supposed to be, and so I just dialed in turned the radio on and dialed the number and went, what's the real number? So it was off by 5, so. So I took off from 6, so I wonder if it's still 6. Too far away to know. It says 050 at 10 knots, so whether that's been updated or not, I'm not sure. I'll assume it is. So the clouds up in the air, up above the horizon, look pretty good, but these ones that are a little bit lower, they got a pretty good flicker going on with them, so. But as I get closer to them, they disappear, so. So pretty much staying on course and keeping the elevation just about right. Trying to fly around 3,000 feet on the way from Newcastle back up to Erie. So coming up in front of us is Conneaut Lake, and over to the left there is Pymatuning Reservoir. So not sure what that's all about. I haven't seen that in a long time. Almost like it was related to the sun and the clouds. COM1 standby 121.900.
COM1 standby set to 121.9er.
Okay, so I have the active tower in the active, and I have the ground in the standby. Yeah, this was a lot of fun, but it was pretty long. it'll be good when I can finally get my newer headset. So it'll be a lot lighter. This one's pretty heavy. It's fairly comfortable, so it's not too bad, but it's really, compared to my new one, it's really heavy. But gotta wait a little bit. It's supposed to come in the third quarter of this year, so we'll see. So off in the distance, I can see the blew up Lake Erie. So we're 23 miles away from Erie. So that's how far away you can actually see the lake. So. So if the runway is the same, the active runway is the same as it was, then I'll basically fly by the airport and fly up the lakeshore, and to do a downwind for runway 06. So 19.9 miles to Erie, so we're getting close. So Erie's airport is 730 feet, so pattern altitude there will be 1700. So. Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Romeo Oscar Charlie is broken. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 09 or 2 at 7 knots. Cloud coverage is 2000 few clouds. 5000 scattered. Current altimeter is 3019er. Temperature 12.2.
Sitcom 118.100.
Com 1 set to 118.1.
Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is few clouds. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds are 050 at 9 knots. Cloud coverage is 2000 few clouds. Current altimeter is 3009er. Temperature 112.5.
Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 06.
Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land, runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Altimeter is 3009er. Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 06. Pattern altitude is 1700 feet. Call downwind.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 06. Pattern altitude 1700 feet. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So the 4-lane highway here is 79. So it basically comes up and is on the east side of the airport. So if I kind of follow it up and then go towards the shoreline, then I'll be far enough to the east of the airport to be set up for the approach for the downwind for runway 06. As it's coming south here, it goes a little bit east and then it's going north here, goes a little bit east and then it starts going north again. And up here a little closer to the shoreline, there will be Interstate 90 and 79 cross each other up here. There's like a couple of clover leaves, so pretty obvious to see where the intersection of those two highways are. So we're close enough I can see the peninsula now, so basically the narrow part of that peninsula points to the airport. So it looks like 19 gallons of fuel was about the right amount, so. And when I get done with this stream, I gotta make me a grocery list to go pick up some items at the store. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'm coming in to land at Erie. So we got permission to land, so coming in to land. And how have you been, Ghost Dealer? That can keep you busy. Just looking at the scenery as I'm coming in. So that's Interstate 90 there. And so probably had to pull power back a little bit here. That was way too much power. And get ready for the downwind for runway 06.
Attention all aircraft. Erie International Tombridge Field altimeter 30091.
So over to the left there, that's the airport. Few stutters right there. Not sure why. A little bizarre. So we run up the shoreline here for the setup for the downwind. Like I said, this neck here of the peninsula points right to that run, right to the airport. So. So I'm doing about 85 knots, so about where I want to be. I'd rather not to be in the downwind running 100, 110 knots and have to get rid of the speed. So. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 06.
Okay. Okay. Pull back the par. 1 notch of flaps. Okay. Turning on base. Another notch of flap. One standard right turn. Looking for that runway. Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final, runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 050 at 9 knots, cleared to land runway 06.
Okay.
Cleared to land runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Fairly good approach here. Maybe a tad quick.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf exit runway when able.
Looking for a taxiway. Here we go. Gotta get across this whole short line here. Okay. Where'd you go? There you are. I'll put you down there. Okie dokie. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie International Ridge, contact ground on 121.9er. Enjoy your afternoon.
Ground on 121.9er Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf requests taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Alpha, Echo, Bravo, hold short runway 02. Taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Alpha, Echo, Bravo, hold short runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Whoops. That was a bit much. So I reworked this airport, because this is my home airport, and I did my best to make it use the new X-Plane 12 assets, and then I submitted it to the Scenery Gateway, and it's been I think the term was it's accepted, but it hasn't been approved. I think it's the right terms. So I'm kind of waiting for that to get
Cessna 6
finished.
Bravo Golf Cross Runway 02. Cross Runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
The jetways over there were static, so I deleted the static ones and put in the new X-Plane 12 one. So if you taxi up, not with the normal planes that come in here are smaller than they're regional jets generally, but so the taxiways are a little bit tall for them. But if you brought in like a 737, that the jetway would basically go right to the aircraft. So it's kind of cool. Redid all the parking lots. Parking lots had probably 250 static cars, and they're all gone. And the parking lots now are done with facades. And so it took longer to delete all the static cars for a particular parking area as what it did to actually put the correct parking area in. So it's kind of interesting. Alrighty, back home. Okay, see if I can get this thing turned around. Bop. Not bad. Okay, parking brake is on. Let me turn off the avionics. Till next year. Okay. Yeah, so probably about an hour and 2.5 hours of streaming by the looks of it. So not too bad. Not too bad. Everything went quite well. It was kind of cool to have kind of scattered clouds in the sky, and they stayed out of my way. That was good. So, but that was kind of long, and well, time to get out of the headset, and let's see how it goes. So anybody who either watched or will watch in the future, please, if you enjoyed this kind of content, please click on the follow button, and so that when I go live, you can see, you can ride along. And normally, if I'm going to stream, I'll stream at 11 o'clock. I think I have a commitment tomorrow, so I'll maybe be able to get a stream in over the weekend. So thank you so much, Iowa Scotsman. You as well. So well, thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So you both have like a great day. Thank you so much. And so I'm gonna try like over the weekend if I can to get another stream in. So I've been pretty happy with X-Plane 12 so far. Still has ways to go, but at least for me, it's a streamable platform. So that's what's important to me. So we'll catch you later. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.